In 2015, the Windsor Girl Scout Troop 1105 chose 6 buildings important to the development of the town of Windsor and worked with a muralist, Sam Welty, to paint murals on one of the oldest building businesses here in town. The murals showcase several historic structures: the Windsor train station, the Windsor Congregational Christian Church, the Windsor Volunteer Fire Department, the first car dealership, and the Ashburn house, which is considered the oldest house in Windsor.
This is the very first house that was built in what was called Windsor Station.
It has an English basement, features 3 chimneys on one end, mantels are high with wooden pegs, and the stairway is an open string with a handrail of cherry wood.
It has 2 front porches, one on the front and one on the back. And the legend goes that they had planned to put the railroad where Bank Street is now. And so when Alexander and his wife Sarah built this house, they built a nice long front porch on it so they could watch the train come and go. And then during the construction, the route changed a little bit and it ended up on the back side of the house. So they built the second front porch, just like the first one, on the back side of this house.
Ashburn came to Windsor from Nansemond County in 1853. He was active in real estate and business here in Windsor. He owned a tannery, several stores, and he was in the lumbering business. The area forests were rich with tall cedar, cypress, pine, oak, and other hardwoods. And with the abundant sawmills and the Norfolk and Petersburg Railroad, which provided access to all of our larger markets, the town grew. The Ashburn house predates the construction of the Norfolk and Western Railroad line, which is situated to its immediate north. The original house was actually built in the late 1790s or the early 1800s, when the property was owned by the Underwoods. In some of the construction, you can see the wooden pegs which were used to put the house together. The walls were made of horsehair plaster. The floorboards are very wide and the attic had a chimney flue. The windows featured transoms and window weights. All of these are hallmarks of earlier construction. Once the railroad came to town, Ashburn moved back to present-day Suffolk. We interviewed the owner, Nancy Brofford, by phone recently, as she was unable to be with us today. When Nancy's father bought the house in 1943, just as so many people do when they buy older properties, he tore the additions down and remodeled the basement. He poured concrete to eliminate some of the moisture problems, and he used the bricks and timbers in the house for the foundation of his store, Barton's Heating and Appliance. The family moved into the house in 1945. The final quote from Nancy sums everything up. "I love that old house. I was raised in that house. I've learned so much about that house."